discover together.
No, I absolutely talking about it. But let me say something.
Welcome back to World Have You Say. Well, you see I've nipped across the studio to speak with three guests who join us here in the World Have You Say studio. Carla is a Uruguayan fan in London, is supporting Luis Suárez, I think is probably fair to say. Sanj Atwal is CEO of Squawka, which is a football statistic website. He's also a Liverpool fan. And Federico is a Uruguayan guitarist and also, I understand, a supporter of Luis Suárez. So I'm just interested, first of all, for you to tell me, as a Uruguayan, Carla, do you have mixed feelings about what Suárez has done? You can't be proud of what he did on the pitch.
Of course I'm not. I mean, I think what he did was bad. I don't support violence of any sort, whether it's biting, kicking, but of course I do think, like everyone else, that the punishment is absolutely excessive and even ridiculous. The fact that he cannot get into a stadium for the next 4 months, that is outrageous.
But isn't this the point? I was reading a very interesting piece in British media yesterday by Jamie Carragher, who's obviously a defender at Liverpool who retired last season, and he was saying, you're out on the training pitch with Suárez. He's the most mild-mannered, professional man. He doesn't even get in fights or scuffles with other players during training, and yet this side comes out of him. Aren't FIFA trying to hit him where it really hurts? He loves playing football, so we will take that away from you.
That's one way to see it. But I do think there were very many interests for other teams to have Suárez after the World Cup. And Suárez made this mistake, unfortunately, and therefore that opportunity was taken by the FIFA to perhaps help other teams in order to win the World Cup. What do you think, Federico?
First of all, I'm very disappointed with what happened as a Uruguayan, as a Luis Suárez fan, also as a Liverpool fan, as I have a second team just to follow Luis Suárez. I'm very disappointed, a bit upset with he compromised our chances in the World Cup because he's the star. There's no way. Also the star, he plays a big psychological role to the players now facing Colombia on Saturday, and it's a massive loss. Well, we have. But I think he is 100% of agreement. It's too much. It's too much, the punishment. Also, the gentleman, the Liverpool supporter, has nothing to do with the Premier League. He was with Uruguay when he was punished in the Premier League by FA. He didn't have any consequences for playing for Uruguay. It's not related. That's one point. The second point is too much. Fine, I follow as you mentioned before, what the media said. No, there's no conspiracy. You know, he was voted the best player of the year. It's a fact. But also saying, okay, this is the third time that he's banned. But just I was to give an example. If you steal a car 3 times, you can be sent to prison for 15 years. It's too much. It's too much.
Sanj, come in. You're nodding away.
Yeah, sure. I think first of all, I'm not buying any conspiracy theories necessarily. I think the issue that everybody has here is there's no precedent for anything like this. So it's very, very difficult for fans around the world to say, oh, this is too much or it's not enough. I've seen fans around the world saying, hey, this should be banned for longer. Some very prominent football pundits have said that as well. And there's no real framework here. And I think that's what FIFA have not had an issue with, but had a challenge with trying to get across what they're looking to do. From a Liverpool fan's point of view, obviously, he's one of the world's best players, and for the 3rd season in a row, he's going to miss games. He's been banned for 35 games over the last 5 years. For 3 years, and he hasn't even had a red card.
And that's fascinating. And that was one tweet that was sent out by a pundit yesterday. And it is fascinating because lots of people would say you would expect a red card if that has happened. Well, do stay with us here on World Have You Say. We're going to carry on discussing it with guests in the studio. We'll also be joined by guests in Rio. We'll carry on talking in the next few minutes.
It's a fairly